Hi, I'm Nolan Mackey, and I'm about to do my oral presentation on the New Testament, which is the section I chose to do mine on. Um, my paper was entitled The New Testament and the Time in Which It Lived, and it's all about the New Testament and how the things that were written in the New Testament really reflected the time in which it was written. Um, what you see in many of the excerpts of the New Testament that we read were all about the life and times of Jesus. So I kind of made an outline of Jesus' life for this presentation that I thought maybe I could help explain it a little bit better. So it all started with the birth of Jesus. So Jesus as a baby, and the birth of Jesus actually was a very humble kind of story for such a epic person, I guess. Like, you think the Son of God, you would think they would be born into a rich family, or a wealthy family, maybe even born in, I don't know, just some epic setting. But it was really all very humble. Jesus was born in a stable with a few animals, and to a very not so wealthy family, a very poor family, and was raised as much as the common people around him at that time, which is why I think that Jesus' story resonates really well with many people, is because they relate to the way he was brought up, and that he was one of them. He literally was one of them. He lived their same life. He reflected that lifestyle. And for the time, class was very important. There was lots of class systems, class structure, so, to be in a lower class as somebody was considered, you were just a low person, you weren't taken seriously. So for Jesus to have come into the world and this story as a baby in a lower class family was a big deal. And later, Jesus became a very important prophet. I don't know if you can see that very well. Jesus, as a prophet, was someone who told the stories of the Bible, but told them in a way that many people could understand in parables. These parables really reflect a lot of the writing that we read later on in the semester. Like, we had just finished Aesop's Fables in our book, and the parables were much like those fables. They were just short little stories, sometimes with talking animals, or sometimes, just with different people and different things, different situations, that made the teachings of God and this whole faith of Christianity a lot easier to be received by people, and a lot easier to understand for people that didn't understand, which is a lot of the way Jesus taught. And Jesus taught on very, very hot issues of the time that are still issues of today, like adultery and murder and thieves, and everything that you could pretty much talk about today and still be a hot issue. But at that time was very serious, because punishments at that time were a lot more serious than they are now. Now somebody would go to jail for murder, or maybe not even see death row, but back then, for murder, you would maybe be punished in the middle of the streets in front of everyone and be killed, and while everyone watched. So it's very serious stuff. And yeah. And then I have Jesus as the epic hero here, with his muscles flexing right there. And I believe that Jesus' story in a whole really does reflect the stories of the epic heroes we even read of the Greeks and the Romans. Just like them, he is a human, but with extraordinary power, almost not human. So he's part human, part God, just like many of those other characters. And his power really does show throughout all these stories we hear through of him, and also of his crucifixion, which is also a story that reads mostly like one of the stories in the battles of the epic heroes, like in the Odyssey or the Iliad. many of the descriptions of how he was beaten, and the pure description of like where the nails insert to his hands, just like the piercings of the swords and spears we hear about, and the vital organs, how these people are human, and it really does reflect a lot of that same idea. And it brings me to my last part, Jesus in modern day. So what would the story of Jesus be like if it was written today? And I honestly think it wouldn't even be so much as part human, part God type stories. It would be maybe like a political figure. He would maybe be written as a political figure, or just a very inspirational man that taught people peace, but was also ridiculed and hated by most of the world. It would be a story that was told like that. We see that a lot in movies and stories we read today. It's still a very popular topic and a very popular subject, and I just feel that Jesus would be portrayed in that way. But it was really fun to write this paper, actually. I had a lot of fun researching all this stuff, and thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.